Hello everybody and welcome to Lucky by Nature. Today I'm going to talk about what you need to know about oxygen on your character. There was a time when you could put a few levels into oxygen and not only would you be able to stay underwater for a while, but you could also outswim anything in the sea. The magic number was 300. Each level you put into oxygen gives you 20 oxygen points. So investing 10 levels on oxygen was pretty good and pretty reasonable. But then this came out. As you can see, it doesn't say anything about oxygen on characters, but I noticed a difference, and I'm sure many of you did as well. This is really bad news for Primitive and Primitive Plus, because they don't have scuba flippers, which pretty much offsets the swim speed issue. But let's get into the numbers. For every 100 oxygen, you can stay underwater for approximately 33 seconds. So, at 300 oxygen, I could stay underwater for roughly 1 minute and 40 seconds, which I found to be sufficient with just about anything I did underwater. And even in the underwater caves, there are air pockets you could race to and catch your breath. That part of the oxygen didn't change. But for some odd reason, oxygen would also give you swim speed, which I didn't really understand, to be honest with you. But hey, it was all good. But according to the patch notes, if your character went down in swim speed by 80%, then that means we would need 5 times more oxygen to have the same speed we had before. So essentially, I would need 1500 oxygen to be able to outrun just about anything that's underwater. So let's do some testing. First thing we need to do is go ahead and put our oxygen up to 300. Alright, and now let's see just how fast we swim. I don't know about you, but I can't really tell that much difference between 100 and 300. And I think I should. Just look at the movement of the arms. Because the faster you swim, the faster your character moves its arms, and I just don't see it. Let's find ourselves a shark and see how well we do against it. Now, back in the day, I used to be able to outrun them no problem, but now since we are 80% slower, I would imagine that I'm going to die. So I got myself some armor, and I figured that would be better. That way, I might be able to survive. So I'm headed toward Herbie Island because there's always sharks over there. Yeah, this is pretty slow. A piranha is biting my butt. So I guess I don't even really need to find myself a shark because the piranha pretty much showed us how slow we are. Yeah, I sustained a little damage there. So I can't even outrun the piranha, guys. That is pretty bad. I should easily be able to outrun that. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go up on the oxygen. Because don't forget that we do need to get to 1500 if we want to have the same amount that we did before. Screw it, guys. I decided to just put everything in. I want to see a dramatic change. Now, since it is only 2080, if we go back to the numbers, since we're at 20%, it would be like 416 of the previous numbers back when you used to be fast. So let me see if I can outrun these sharks. I can definitely tell the difference because if you look at the arms, they are moving much faster than they were before. I don't know that they're fast enough to outrun these guys, but we'll find out here in a sec. It looks pretty good. Let me look back real quick. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so we are barely staying ahead of it. So, I don't know that 1500 would be equivalent to 300 from the old oxygen. So I don't know about that. So let's move on, and I'm gonna show you basically how this works now. So usually at 300 oxygen with 133 speed, I can stay ahead of the sharks and piranhas with no problem. But right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my movement speed at 151 with 400 oxygen, and I want to see just what we can do with that. Alright, there we go. And we still have 50 levels to spare. I definitely feel much faster now. But the best test will be to go up to these sharks. Or maybe we can go up to that HC or what? Oh, the dolphin. Sometimes these words, I swear, they're too hard to pronounce. Alright, so there the sharks are, a bunch of them. So let's go ahead and turn around. They should be right on my tail. But I don't hear the music, so I think we're doing pretty good. Let me see. Yeah, we're staying ahead of it pretty good. So, in short, it looks like pretty much your movement speed is now your swim speed as well. But let's have some fun and let's see what we can do. Oh, now they just got caught up to me because I turned. But they still won't touch me. I'm still too fast for them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pump up all the levels I have left into speed and see what we can do. Looks like the sharks got stuck. That's a whole lot of speed, guys. This should be interesting. Let me see. Wow. Just look at how fast I walk. Man. Alright, here we go. Look how much ground I cover. That's pretty nice. See, this is what 600 oxygen used to be like back in the day. This is what it used to feel like. And look at how fast the arms are moving. Let me take a look back here in a sec. Ah, yeah, they don't even stand a chance. Of course, you know, you're not gonna put all your levels on speed because we need other things like health and all that good stuff, but you gotta find a good balance for you. A good balance for me is 300 oxygen with 133 speed. And I can outrun most things. I definitely cannot outrun a Pleasy or a Moza or a Manta. I can't do that. So most of the time I will try to avoid them. But you know, if you are on primitive, obviously you don't have much of a choice. You may have to. See, I don't know if the best thing would be to do a mind wipe, since now you can only do a mind wipe once per level. So that would not be an option, I don't think. So yeah, in primitive, it's gonna be a tough one. Look at this. These guys can't even outrun me. So I would easily be able to tame one of those dolphins. But as far as the regular servers, you can just use the flippers, as you know, and those are extremely fast. With 133 speed, I can pretty much outrun just about anything in the water, because I believe it gives you like somewhere around 2.5 speed, or the multiplier of 2.5 with the flippers, something to that effect. But anyways, guys, I hope that this is helpful to you, because I know that a lot of people have been asking questions about, you know, oxygen and speed and all that. And like I said, you gotta find the balance, because you only have so many levels to put into your character. And there's that, you know, option of health how much health is right, and how much stamina as well. Now, I did see that on 256.3, they put this out where it says oxygen swim speed multiplier now exposed and included on all the following server types: primitive, primitive plus, and no tame, to help with underwater adventures. Oxygen swim speed stat multiplier equals 3.0. So what exactly does that mean? Does that mean that for those servers, since I would imagine that on the no tame they have the scuba gear, but maybe not. I don't know. I know that on primitive and primitive plus they don't. So does that mean that they're still like the old style? I mean, I really don't know what that means. So I decided to go into our primitive server and test it out. See just how fast we are. And I don't really notice any difference. I'm still slow as molasses. So it's definitely not like it used to be before they made the change on patch 256. So I don't know, maybe some of you know what that means or how it works, but you know, I have to go in there and just test it out. Let me go ahead and pump a little more oxygen just to see, because I'm gonna try to be as thorough as possible, but yeah, see, I still don't see much difference. Maybe it could be very minimal. I just don't know. I still don't think it's worth it because, I mean, as you saw, I had a pretty good amount of oxygen, and I mean, I can't even keep up with this dolphin here. It's going in circles around me, and I mean, there's no way. And if you have no flippers, yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. So I don't know, guys. So for primitive, it looks pretty rough, regardless of whatever they did, the 3.0 business. And I don't even know if that's unofficial or what it is. So maybe somebody out there knows. So if you know, just put it down in the comments so we can all be educated. I'm putting the movement speed here. See if now we can tell more of a difference. Yeah, it just, to me, it just seems the same as the normal servers. So, yeah. But that's it for me. So until next time, keep surviving.
My work saved the human race.